Hey, if you have 10 minutes, you can help me celebrate someone in the music industry. Welcome to 10 Minutes with Todd at Beyond 615. I'm Todd Stach, coach, consultant at a company I started March 15th, 2021, Beyond 615. I'm also the contemporary Christian music format editor at allaccess.com, where a lot of great CCM music lives, where you can stream it and also download it. So, this is episode 24, and today's guest is singer and songwriter Evan Kraft. And we're going to welcome in Evan Kraft to 10 Minutes with Todd. I hope. Because Evan and I were just DMing that we were both ready. Let me see if I can invite him here. There we go. There we go. Here he is.
Hey,
There we go. Hey. Hi.
How you doing?
Good, man. It's good to meet you. We've never met before.
I know. I was chasing down your information for this interview.
Like 5 minutes ago.
I have an excuse. I'm getting married next Friday. So I'm like, my head is in 50 different places, but it's all good. And yeah, how you doing?
I am doing well. I can remember marriage brain. Coming up on 26 years next month. So,
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Long time ago. Hey, I'm going to set my watch just for 10 minutes so we don't go past and waste people's time.
Cool.
Set a timer for 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes and counting.
All right, dude.
There you go.
So first of all, I'm embarrassed because you are like amazingly, at least with your songs, bilingual. I had 4 years of Spanish in high school, and I'm like nothing, dude. It's embarrassing.
Do you remember like how to say pants?
Pantalones.
Pantalones. There you go.
Mi pantalones es su pantalones.
No gracias, but that's what I think everybody learns. Like, hay un gato en mis pantalones first. That's like the first phrase everyone learns in high school as a joke. But mi casa es tu casa is a good phrase.
That's good too. Or donde está el baño?
Yeah, muy importante. Very important.
Very important. Where's the bathroom? So, okay. So for those who really don't know you, share about who Evan Kraft is. I mean, you've got this song. We'll get into that in a second, but let's just talk about like your personal life a little bit, including getting married in like 7 days, 8 days.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I'm 30 years old. I've waited a very long time. I'm from Thousand Oaks, California. I'm actually here in California right now. And my future father-in-law is hanging out with my parents, so I'm taking him around. And I mean, I grew up in all English-speaking family. Nobody in my family speaks Spanish. And my dad is the director of a homeless shelter, and I would come down and he would have a translator, and I said I don't want to have a translator. I want to be able to speak with people. I remember very clearly thinking, I grew up in the church. I loved to evangelize. I wanted everyone to know Jesus. And I said, how will I help other people know Jesus if I don't speak their language? I find that very difficult to understand, like, the strategy behind that. And so
really
people do it all the time, but I was 15. So I said, I need to learn this language. And I was taking it in high school. And so I kind of became obsessed with it. Bought all the Chronicles of Narnia in Spanish. I went to Tijuana when I was 21 and just became, just really felt the presence of God convict me, and maybe not convict me, but really call me to Latin America. And that was a really crazy story that, I mean, if I need more than 10 minutes, but my dad was a pastor, became the director of a homeless shelter, and those things formed me a lot because I grew up wanting to lead worship. And then I met a lot of people who, didn't have very much. They were down on their luck. They were going through difficult times, and we spent the whole day today. They opened up a new tiny home shelter here in LA, and it's absolutely incredible. And I thank my parents for really teaching me to love other people and go the extra mile. And I think that's how I kind of ended up in Latin America.
Dude, it's amazing. There's 241 people now, 245 people, literally 98% of them. It's all Spanish comments. It's obviously, dude, you've had such an impact in Latin America. It's obvious.
Yeah, and if we do it in Spanish, I know that they're like, everyone's being like, en español.
Yeah.
Lo siento, lo siento.
If you want to do it in Spanish, that's fine. I'll just sit here and smile.
Yeah, but it's been incredible going to Latin America because I really believe God has blessed me in a way that has really opened my mind to what God is doing beyond where I grew up. And I grew up in Thousand Oaks, California, which is a very affluent area. And going to Latin America, there's incredible areas that are very wealthy, but there's also areas that they're holding on for dear life. And so I've been able to go and sing and expand my horizons to, wow, God doesn't need me, but I get to partner with the Lord in what I'm doing in bringing hope. People need hope everywhere. And I believe that hope is Jesus. And so that's been the coolest thing, is to be able to go from Argentina to Bolivia to Mexico to in the States and bring hope to people in their language.
So you wrote this song, Be All Right, but you wrote it in Spanish first. It's already hit #1 on an American chart, and it's about to hit #1, I think, on a couple other American charts real soon, maybe even next week. Fingers crossed for you, right? That'd be pretty cool. But you wrote it in Spanish first.
Yeah, which was crazy because I went to Redimidos' house. He's an artist. He lives in Atlanta, and he's from the Dominican Republic. And he said we had already written a song that day. And he says, Evan, I need an album, a song for my album, but more acoustic, chill vibes. And he said, I just want to tell people that it's going to be okay. This is before the pandemic, which is really crazy. And he just said, I think people are struggling with anxiety, depression, and I just want to give them hope in Jesus. And so we sat down and wrote it in 30 minutes. It was like, just almost like, it just came out very quickly. And so we went home. I was like, this is an incredible song, but, I wrote it for his album. He doesn't speak English. He speaks English, but doesn't sing in English. And I said, hey, would you mind if I did it in English? And I think, I had met Danny Goki, and I texted him and said, hey man, I know who am I to ask you to do this, but here's a version of the song I wrote in Spanish and English, and I would love for you to just listen. And if you don't like it, there's no problem. I'm not going to be offended, but I think it actually is worth taking a listen to. And it's a very personal song too, because in English I wrote it during quarantine. I rewrote it. And I took some inspiration a lot of inspiration from the Spanish, obviously, but I added a little bit of elements, and I really felt that the Lord was inspiring something unique in English. But holding to, I couldn't get rid of Spanish. Todo va a estar bien. Everything will be all right. And so I thought that was really cool. And so Danny said yes. We released it. And I've been overwhelmed by the stories of people that have said it has just been a comfort to them. I met some families that lost, their children, from various reasons, and they sing it every day. It's their lifeline right now.
I love that. I love that story. I haven't told Danny this because he might be offended knowing him. Not that he's easily offended, but this would be maybe an offensible sentence if I told him this. I think his best vocal ever is on this song. Seriously.
Which is saying a lot, because Danny is an absolutely incredible singer. Right.
But just the way he sings on this song, like, I want more of that Danny Goki and Danny Goki music.
You know what I think? Why I think that? Because I think that I don't have an A&R, and I don't have anybody telling me this is what your music should sound like. I'm just like, Danny, let it rip, man. Like, don't hold back. Go for it. And I think people really, I enjoy that in music.
Maybe so. Maybe you hit the nail on the head. So Josh Bailey over at Capitol, if you're listening,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
don't say that.
I
No.
didn't say that, Josh Bailey. I
Oh,
love
no,
Josh Bailey.
For Danny.
I think Danny, in his Spanish music, has also he's felt maybe a little freer, too. That there's less, etiquette, and you can kind of. I mean, that's just what's been so freeing for me, is that it's just been an amazing experience of this is my art, and my art is to communicate this message, and this is who I am. I don't know how to write a radio song, and I think radio has helped me immensely, but it never it never was designed for that. And so it's been incredible to see. I mean, it was radio that I had 2 people today tell me they listen to it before they work at the rescue mission, and then they listen to it after for On K Love and stuff, and that it helps them get through working with people who have nothing every day, understanding that like God is good, even in like seeing people that live on the streets. So it's been an incredible blessing to my life to just hear stories and realize, I mean, especially during COVID, where we felt like nothing we did as artists mattered. Hey, do an online concert. Okay, but I can't see people. Like I'm more inspired by hearing the stories than I am by having a big crowd.
Now you know how DJs on the radio station feel. We sit in a room and we talk to ourselves, imagining people reacting. It's tough, isn't it?
It's very hard. I've never thought about that.
Yeah, welcome to our world.
I got offered a show one time on radio, and I was like, oh, I could do that. But now thinking about that, I mean, you got to I think it's also, I mean, there's got to be a fun element to that you just got to kind of like be a little crazy, because like people are listening, but I can't see them. I think that'd be pretty fun.
It's the unknown that is mind bending sometimes.
Yes.
Okay, 10 minutes is up, but I got to ask you just one more question. On a scale of 1 to 10, and you can go over 10 if you need to, how excited are you to marry the love of your life next week?
I am 1,000, a million. It's been a long time just waiting and seeing what God has, who God had for me. And, she was a missionary in Mexico for 4 years. We met 4 years ago because I took a picture with a kid with cerebral palsy at an event with Jeremy Camp. It was very random in Mazatlan, Mexico. And she was asking me to sign the picture to give to him. He lived in a children's home, and we ended up both moving to Nashville at end of 2019 and beginning of 2020, and reconnecting. And it's incredible what God, the plan that God has had, and that I got to a point honestly there I was like, it's just not going to happen. I'm going to take it into my hands. If I'm going to find someone, I have to do it. And, I was like, I was pretty frustrated. And she texted me out of nowhere. It was her friend took her phone. And it was like, you just need to ask this guy to see if he'll introduce you to other people in Nashville. And boom, first time we saw each other was like, this is it. So it wasn't like, I mean, it was, we were I was attracted to her at first sight, but we started dating. And I saw her heart, and
but you knew like, oh my gosh, God put this together.
I was like, I can't believe I didn't do this earlier. That was how I felt. And so I wrote her a song, and I said, I almost missed it because I bailed on her 3 times. And she was like, this is your last chance. So, that's why I said that grace is persistent. And I think that's a beautiful picture of God, is that we might miss things, but he comes after us.
That's real good, man. It is so true. It is so true. Thank you for spending
Of course.
time during a busy time in your life as you're getting ready to get married and maybe hit a #1 on a couple of radio charts next week. So we'll see.
That wouldn't be a bad bonus.
Could you imagine the week you get married, your song hits #1? I mean, come on. Come on.
I know. That would be, it would definitely fall second to getting married, but
for sure.
You know, it's like icing on the cake.
Absolutely.
We'll take it.
Well, God bless next week, and as you start your life together, and congratulations on the song. Thank you so much for spending time with little old me doing this. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Super fun.
All right.
Hope to do it again.
Adios.
Hasta luego.
See you, man.
All right. See ya.